back and forth, touch and go over here. I went on live and I went off and I went back on, I went off. Uh, Initially, when I got on, there was nobody on. I still see that there's no one on, but I'm going to proceed with this. Uh, I did come on briefly and demonstrate a few hip exercises, and the purpose of those were to prepare me for my belt squats, which now I'm going to demonstrate. Why am I doing belt squats? I'll tell you why. Because it strengthens your hips, your back, and your legs in a very safe manner. It also is a corrective exercise which helps traction your hips to even out an uneven hips, uneven level of your hips. It, it is designed to correct a hip shift, which when one hip is higher than the other. Now, if it's a congenital problem, then it won't help it. But if it's a problem where one hip is simply tight or weaker, now this is not a prescription. I'm not saying that it will correct it, but what I am saying that this exercise will help strengthen the hips and will help you maintain or help you perform and keep your hips level in an easier. Well, let me rewind it. It's basically easier to keep your hips level when you're performing a belt squat. Why? Because it places even tension, even force on both sides. Unlike a barbell, unlike a dumbbell squat, which you will favor one side because your torso rotates, your hips rotate because the apparatus of the bar or dumbbells rotate. And not so in a belt squat, which pulls both hips down evenly, basically keeps them in position. I want you to notice this because it's a very, very efficient exercise. It's a very valuable exercise, and most people don't do it because they don't see the value, they don't understand the value. But do this, sit back, not so far back, but sit back while keeping my spine straight. In order to do that, I have to keep the spinal erector muscles very tight, the core tight, and engage my glutes and hamstrings. That's why I was doing all these hip exercises that I showed in the prior video. You must do hip activation exercises before you jump on this belt squat. I see one viewer and he just went away. Hey, you should be watching this video because the belt squat is very valuable. You learn how to do the belt squat. Not only a great way to build up the hips, but it's a safer way for people who have spine injuries. I have like 11 herniated discs and I'm able to do belt squats. So many people, especially when they get past 50, they can't do back squats because they have back problems and their back can't tolerate something heavy on it. Belt squat is an excellent alternative. Tune in. I hope people tune in to this because belt squats are very valuable. Loosen your weight. This dumbbells, especially the 19-inch long dumbbell, enables you to move all 10-pound plates and make it heavier. This dumbbell can help you load it up. It's up to six 10-pound plates or more on each side. And you see the dumbbell 135 or more pounds. Right now I'm using 95. This goes well. Progress up to I move up to 115. But I'm doing 20 repetitions because I do have osteoarthritis, and the purpose of this is to build up my hips without aggravating my arthritis, actually to help alleviate my arthritis and get the circulation, therefore more repetitions. this, man. You better sit up. I'm gonna hurt myself. Well, this looks we're back. So that was 95 pounds, 40 reps. It's a little awkward. Place it back on the bench. Doing that squats, which I attach to the dumbbell. Or in the middle, the dumbbell slants makes it hard to place back on the bench because the dumbbell is actually lopsided. One end of the dumbbell, yes, dumbbell's lopsided. Okay. Ladies, what I've loaded on this dumbbell is 115 pounds. It's a little awkward because I strapped it up to the rim, which makes the dumbbell lean on one side, so it's hard to place back on the bench because it's not even leaning the dumbbells, you know, leaning like this. But this is a belt squat. 115 pounds may not seem like a lot of weight. And it's all concentrated on the hips, so your hips muscles must be stronger, must be tight. You don't have the help of your back to lift this weight. It's all hips and legs. So it'll strengthen your hips. It also strengthens your lower back because your lower back and your timus spina rectum muscles have to maintain contracted. They must, back muscles, spina rectus must stay contracted in order to keep a good upright posture, which is very important in this exercise. You cannot allow your lower back to bend. You can hurt yourself. But when you place the dip ball here, you want to you don't want to place that on your lower back. You want to place it over the crease of your hips. That'll help pull your hips down, keep your hips in position, keep your hips nice and even. But again, you must maintain the spinal erector muscles, which is the muscles that on either side of your spine. You must maintain those muscles nice and tight, core tight, and preferably a wide leg stance so you can utilize the muscles, the hip muscles on the side of your hips, buttock muscles, hamstrings, yes. Sitting back, keep your back straight. Well, 20 repetitions is the goal here. Trying to sit down to like a parallel position. This exercise has enabled me to continue squatting even with spine injuries, spinal arthritis, herniated discs, torn hip labrums, back hips. I'm able to squat thanks to this exercise. I see I lost it. This guy's not patience here. It's okay. Maybe later on somebody will tune in because this is a valuable exercise. Valuable for me, but it's also valuable, maybe valuable for you. Especially if you observe the correct, proper way to do it. So let's do my final set with 115 pounds, target repetition of 20 repetitions. That was very difficult. Hope you're able to notice my form. Hope you're able to notice the full movement. The camera angle is not the best, but you had a good view of my hips, my legs. You're able to see how far I was squatting down. Well, you're not able to see that good. What's that? Right there. It's pretty heavy. So that concludes my live. Okay. unless you want to see a little closer, do that too. These guys want to see. I can't. You know what? I think I'll pause my lights a little bit. I must get this done off here because it slides. It rolls off and hits the floor. I'm going to be spending hundreds of dollars on it. Well, this concludes another live. Notice I didn't get a lot of viewers. Be nice if some people could join me because I do this for you guys and girls, ladies and gentlemen. So anyway, till next time, have a blessed evening and Happy New Year if I don't see you then before that.